Welcome to another GDevelop game development video. Let's continue with our project. So today we have to add some logic inside the upgrade screen, which will actually upgrade the properties, properties like health, damage, and attack speed. So let's do that now. And we also need to update the animation of these indicators. And how to do that? Here where our coins are, wherever, in all three cases, wherever our coins are greater than health upgrade cost or coins are greater than damage upgrade cost, I mean we have more coins than the cost of the upgrade, then in these actions, within these conditions, we are going to add another action that will be updating some variables. Value of a global variable, and I think it should be max health. Max health will be equal to, not equal to, plus. I believe there should be plus, right? And we just add something to the health, like let's add 50. Max health will increase by 50, right? And one more thing will happen, and that is, oh, yeah, health upgrade cost will also increase by, I guess, 100. It will be 150, and the health will also be, max health will also be 150. So it's very simple. You can add any other variation which you want, right? So that's what will happen when we will when the player clicks on the health upgrade and to upgrade the health. But something else will also happen, and that is the animation for this indicator will change, right? And so health upgrade indicator, let us change the animation to the second frame, second animation, I believe. Yeah, 2. Animation number 2. Number is 1 but name is 2. So sprite animation, and we just change the animation for health upgrade indicator to 2. Wait, 1. Yeah. So now if we upgrade the health, our health upgrade indicator will change its animation. The same thing will happen to others also. However, for damage, we will increase the damage. Let's see what the damage is by default. Damage means attack power. We are calling it damage in the upgrade screen. So that's okay. Attack power is 1. We should increase it to, I guess, 2, right? 2. So we will change when we have coins which are greater than the upgrade cost. Just change some global variables. Attack power is equal to 2, or you can say plus 1, which will be equal to 2 anyway, right? That's what will happen. And the upgrade cost, damage upgrade cost should increase as well. Damage upgrade cost plus, I don't know, 100, or I guess 200 even, just to make it a little different, right? And yeah, number of animation number for sprite for our damage upgrade indicator is equal to 1. Okay, okay, cool. Same thing will happen in the attack speed, and let's see, the attack speed is governed by the cooldown. Bullet firing cooldown, right now our cooldown is 0.5, and in order to increase the attack speed, the cooldown should be less than 0.5. So I guess we will make our cooldown 0.3, right? 0.3 should be proper, or 0.4 will also be. 0.3 is better because player will be able to notice that change. 0.3. Okay, we will change that here. Change the global variable bullet firing cooldown to 0.3, or should we just say minus 0.2? If it is 0.5, we will minus 0.2 every time. I mean 2 times, which means we will, in total we will subtract 0.4 from the bullet firing cooldown, so it will become 0.1, which will be okay. So subtract 0.2 every time. uh yeah, so that's what will happen. And the cost should also increase, which is damage upgrade cost, no, attack speed upgrade cost. Attack, oh wait, attack speed upgrade cost should increase, and we will just add a value of, I don't know, 150 to it. 150, should we add 250? 250, let us add 250. That's what will happen, right? Subtract, add and add. Cool. That's how upgrades will happen. Now I change the animation number for the attack speed indicator to 1. But I think we should just add 1 to the animation number, because we will be doing it a couple of 2 times, right? And we are not going to make different condition every time, right? The conditions, the actions will be same every time, so we will just increment the animation number by 1 every time. Just increment it by 1. Just increment it by 1, right? So now that's okay. We should not be allowed to upgrade after certain limit, right? Yes. And we also need to keep track of our animations, like suppose the player upgrades and then they save and exit the game. When the game continues again, we should, I mean, these animations should be where they were when the player upgraded their properties. So to do that, we can make another variable, a different variable for damage, health and attack speed. But I guess we can also do it by using this max health and attack power and bullet firing cooldown, because these three variables will be controlled only by this script. Only this script will change these and nothing else in the game. So we can just use them as flags, which will tell the indicator, this indicator, what animation you have to play. You have to play in the beginning of the scene. So at the beginning of the scene, I will just do this, add a sub event, add 3 actually. uh, yeah, 3, or should I add 9 sub events? No, let me just add a condition. If the variable uh, max health is exactly equal to 200, 200, 200 means it's oh no, 150. Max health is increasing by 50, so for the second animation it will be 150, not 200, right? I mean, for the second animation of this thing, it will be 150. And if it is not 150, no, it's okay, it's good. Add another condition, variables, value of a global variable or I think you can just make three variables and store the animation numbers in those three and just assign that animation number to the indicator, and instead of doing this will be very fiddly and time consuming. I have selected this event. I will not delete this delete this. This is the event deleter button. I didn't know about it until now. So I will just add three more variables, global variables. Uh, Health upgrade indicator animation number. Such a big name. Health upgrade indicator animation number is 0 by default. And now damage upgrade indicator animation number is 0 by default. Add attack speed indicator animation number is 0 again by default. Okay, cool, and apply. And now I will just assign these numbers to the animation. I mean, I will change the animation of these indicators according to those numbers at the beginning of the scene, and then when the player updates or upgrades, and the animation will change and these variables will be updated again. So at the beginning of the scene, just add action variables, value of a global variable, health upgrade. No, not variable, animation. I need to change the animation to whatever it is in the global variable. Change the animation of my health upgrade first is equal to variables, value of a global variable, and the global variable is health upgrade indicator animation number, whatever number that may be. Add another for the other. Damage upgrade indicator is equal to the global variable, and that variable is damage upgrade indicator animation number, whatever that may happen to be at that time, at the time of running this code. Variable value, attack speed indicator, apply attack speed indicator animation number. So these lines of code will take care of the animation, whatever is saved in the that variables. We have to update the variable also here then, right? We are changing the animation, that is cool, and adding one to our health upgrade indicator. We should add one to our variables also. Okay, no, variables, value of a global variable is this, add one. Okay, health upgrade, and for damage upgrade, do it for the damage upgrade variable indicator animation number, damage upgrade indicator animation number plus 1. And in the attack speed upgrade, do the same thing, variables, global variables, attack speed indicator plus 1. Okay, cool, right? That's okay, that's good, it will work. But one more thing, we have to check if we have upgraded fully. We shouldn't be allowed to upgrade after we have upgraded fully. So a full upgrade means that our animation numbers will be equal to 2 in all cases. In the beginning our animation number will be 0. We will add 1 to it, and then again we will add 1. When we add 1 to 0, it will become 1, and when we add 1 to 1, it will become 2. After 2, we are not upgrading. We only have 2 levels of upgrade. This level is already there. This will already be there, and we can only upgrade twice. So we will only add twice, right? We will only add the animation. We will only add 1 to the animation indicators twice. So the maximum value that they can attain is 2. We can use that value I believe, to check whether we have upgraded fully or not. So let's do that, because if we have upgraded fully, then we should not be allowed to upgrade further. So coins are greater than equal to this. We will change it. But I think this should not. I will just have to cut it and paste it in a sub event. Coins are greater than, that's good. We also have to check if we have upgraded fully. So how do we do that? Let's first start with the health upgrade. So how do we do that? We are checking, okay, coins are greater than global variable, cool, that's okay. Now we have to check, have we upgraded fully? You can do it like add a condition here and check the animation number, right? So this may be true or false. When you add both the conditions, may be true or false, but then you will have to add another condition, right? And the first one will be that, let me show you the approach which I am talking about, which you should not do because it's cumbersome. It will increase the amount of code which you have to write. But let me show you what I mean by that. You check the variable number, this one, and check if it is greater than or equal to 2. Because if it is, then we will not be able to upgrade. If it is greater than, first of all, let it be less than. If it is not equal to, less than 2, if it is less than 2, then okay, then we can upgrade. But if it is greater than 2, then we can't upgrade. So for that you will have to add a new event after this one, and then copy these two conditions. That's one way of doing it. Copy them and paste them, and instead of less than, type greater than or equal to, and here you put some message that, oh, you can't upgrade. So you have to do that as well, so that the player knows why they can't upgrade. That's why we added this small message system, so that we can give a message to the player, okay, you don't have enough coins, or you have already upgraded fully, or yes, your upgrade has been successful, and all these messages we have to tell them what has happened. So you have to add this again and then put some actions here, but you can also do it by using sub events. So I will just delete this event, and I will delete this condition, right? And I will just click on this event right here and add a sub event. So I have checked that, okay, coins are greater than, that's cool. So can I upgrade, I mean, have I upgraded fully? To check that, just check the value of this variable, health upgrade indicator animation number. Is it less than, 2? If it is less than 2, if this is true and this is true, then these actions should happen. So just copy these actions, I mean, shift select all these and cut them and paste them here. That's cool, that's good. And here only you can add a second event, and that will show us a message that, oh no, it's you can't upgrade, we have already upgraded. And instead of less than, we should put greater than or equal to. Here we will change the text message and reset the timer. It is the same as this one almost. So copy this and paste it, and bring it down here, and instead of not enough coins, you should send the message that full already fully upgraded. And you can even say health is already fully upgraded, because you know exactly what we are talking about here. We are talking about health, so that's okay. And so yeah, that's what we can do. And we have to do the same thing in damage also. Let's see if I can copy these and paste them somewhere. I'll just copy these two and I wonder if I can paste them below it or here. Let me see what happens when I paste. Oh, they got pasted in the middle of these two, which is not what I wanted actually. Yeah, let me copy these two actions and go to damage upgrade cost and add a sub event and click on this sub event and click on paste. And now you can just delete this sub event because we don't need it anymore. So yeah, we have pasted, and delete these because we don't need them because we have already done it below, although it's for health. Oh no, let it be. I think I will have to delete these and copy the other ones here. delete delete this and cut these and paste them here. Yep, where the health upgrade indicator animation is less than 2, which means we can still upgrade. And if it is greater than or equal to, then health is already upgraded. It's not health, it's damage. Damage is already fully upgraded. Let me make it a lowercase s. Right? Health is already fully damage is already fully upgraded, and yeah. Again, we have it copied already. Okay, I'm doing this for health upgrade indicator, but I want to do it for damage upgrade indicator. Damage upgrade indicator. Oh, here also damage upgrade indicator. Damage upgrade indicator. Here also damage upgrade message. Damage upgrade message. Method timer. Damage upgraded. Damage. Okay, cool. This should work, and we'll do the same thing for attack speed upgrade. So click here, add a sub event, and then click on the sub event and click on, oh I can't paste, let me copy them again. Shift select and copy and go all the way to the sub event of the attack speed upgrade and paste here, and then delete the empty event. And now instead of health upgrade, just type attack speed upgrade and indicator. Yeah, attack speed upgrade indicator animation. Let me see the variable name again. Is it really? Oh, I didn't put the word upgrade here. Attack speed upgrade, that's why it was not showing. Now we have done it. Attack speed indicator. No, it's attack speed upgrade indicator. Yeah. And we have to attack speed upgrade it. We have done it properly. Attack speed upgrade indicator. Attack speed upgrade indicator animation number. Okay. Cool. Let me do it here also. Attack speed indicator. Attack speed upgrade indicator animation number. Attack speed upgrade indicator animation number. So the variable name is too long, but it's self-explanatory, so that's why I put it so long. You can put a shorter variable name, but make it so that you can understand what it is meant for. So attack speed upgrade indicator, we here also I want to put it in the attack speed upgrade message instead of health upgrade message. Attack speed upgrade message. Attack speed is already fully upgraded. Attack speed is already fully upgraded. Message timer, and delete these. Delete and just cut these. Cut these and paste them here. Attack speed upgrade message. Okay, attack speed upgrade indicator. Add one. That's cool. Okay, nice. I believe this should work. I hope you are not missing anything here. Okay, let's try it and see. First of all, to try it, I will give some coins to the player. I will give 1000 coins so that we can do the make the purchases, right? And so let's try it. My coins are not getting subtracted, so that's a bug. Oh, this one upgraded. Wow, it's interchanged. Yeah. If I do it again, health is fully upgraded. I will remove the word already. So these two are swapped, and yeah, to change that. This is, I mean, the sprite. Our logic, our logic is correct, but the sprites were swapped. So let me swap them back. Here. Let it be. Yeah, looks good. Okay, cool. And I will remove the word already because health is fully upgraded. Cool. Damage is fully upgraded. Cool. Attack speed is fully upgraded. Cool. And now I have to actually decrease the coins, right? Because what's the point of having not decreasing coins? So if we are doing the upgrade, we should decrease the number of coins which we have. Coins minus, and that will be health upgrade cost. In the health section, health upgrade cost, apply, okay. And in the damage section, it will be damage upgrade cost, right? So here variables, global variables, damage upgrade cost minus, oops, no, coins minus, damage upgrade cost, apply, okay. And in attack speed upgrade, it will be attack speed upgrade cost wherever we are making the upgrades. Sprite, no, not sprite, variables, value of global variable, coins minus variable value, and that value is attack speed upgrade cost. That's good. Now our coins will also be subtracted whenever we make an upgrade. Let's test it now. Let's test from the main menu. Now suppose I don't want to upgrade, then I can just go back. Upgrade. Now I will go back and check if the animation stays there. It does. Does. And cool. Health is fully upgraded. Now I can't upgrade anymore. And even with 1000 coins, I can only upgrade one of these. I can upgrade damage twice, or I can upgrade attack speed once. I will upgrade damage twice. Oh, we are subtracting the coins after increasing the value. So that's why I'm like a lot of coins are being subtracted. So that's wrong. Let us subtract the cost and then increase the cost, right? Yeah, because otherwise it will be wrong. Exit. In every uh, coins should be changed before we are adding 100 to the health upgrade cost. So just bring it up. That's good. And here also just global variable damage upgrade cost. And here also just bring it up here. This should fix it. Okay, let's play. So yeah, it was working. And so it says not, even if you fully upgrade your stats, it will say not enough coins instead of saying it is already fully upgraded. So uh, that is also okay, but that gives the wrong message to the players, right? That okay, you are not upgrading because I don't have coins, so that means that if I earn more coins, you will let me upgrade even beyond that. So that is the wrong message which is being sent. So let us correct that. Yeah, let us correct that a little bit, and let's see how we can do it. We are sending a message not enough coins here. So okay, our we have less money, and with that, if we have already achieved the highest level, we should not say not enough coins, we should say we have already fully upgraded this stat. So I think it's very simple. We should just add a sub event, add two actually, and two, yeah, two. Our coins are less than this, but have we achieved the maximum level? To check that, we will just go and check the global variable, which is health upgrade indicator. If it is equal to, okay, if it is greater than or equal to 2, then we have already achieved the maximum level. So we have to give some other message. Cut this and paste it here, and paste it here also. Here we will give the message health is fully upgraded. Health is fully upgraded, right? That's cool. Here we will give them, here we will have to add a condition first. If it is less than 2, if this health upgrade indicator animation number is less than 2, then something else will happen. We will say not enough coins. That will mean that you can earn enough coins and come back and upgrade, right? Value of global variable, which is the health upgrade indicator. If it is less than 2, then you can still upgrade, and we will, and you, if your coins are less, if your coins are less than the cost, and you have still not achieved the maximum level, then we will say not enough coins. But if your coins are less than the cost and you have achieved the maximum level, then we will say health is fully upgraded. You don't need to earn more coins to upgrade anything, right? So that's good. That's one way to do it, and that's a good way, really. uh, it's okay, it's good. Do the same thing in the damage section also. Not enough coins here, delete these. No, don't delete these. Just click on here and add two sub events, and just cut this and paste it here once and here once, and here we will type damage is fully upgraded. Damage is fully upgraded. Here not enough coins. Conditions, let's copy these. Let's copy this and paste it here and change the health upgrade to damage upgrade. Damage upgrade indicator. Yeah, if it is greater than equal to 2, which means you have already upgraded the damage fully. Then copy this one also and then paste here, and instead of health upgrade indicator you should type damage upgrade indicator. That's cool, that's good. Okay, not enough coins, damage is fully upgraded. That's what it will show. That's what it will show here. Same thing to be done here also. Coins are less, then add to sub events and just cut these and paste it once here and once here. Now add condition, just copy this condition and paste it here, and copy this condition and paste it here. Instead of damage upgrade indicator, type attack speed upgrade indicator, and here also instead of damage upgrade, attack speed upgrade indicator. Right, that's two of them. Here it will say that uh, attack speed fully attack speed is fully upgraded. Okay, that's cool. Now it will not tell us that you don't have enough coins when we have achieved the full level. It will just tell us you have achieved the full level, you have already upgraded it fully. So that's good. That's what that's what should happen. So we have programmed our upgrade screen. Now let us see if this is actually working in game or not, if our upgrades are actually working inside the game or not. So but before we do that, I have to do one more thing, and that is go to stage selector, and we can see that okay, this is such a big area. I mean the sprite of the button is this big only, but the clickable area which it is occupying is this. So even if you click here, it will register the click, right? That's not something that should happen. So both of the okay, I will remove these because I don't need this. I just have two stages. So but I just demonstrated to you how you can uh, add a selector. I will just keep it. I will just remove this arrow. Maybe you want to add more stages, so I will just keep it here and you can just download it from GitHub, make changes. I guess I just keep it here, but I'm only concerned with this button and this button, right? So let us do that. Let us change. I will just need to change the size of the sprite. So go to, which button was it? Stage 1 button, and I have to edit both of them. Edit with scale. Okay, now height is 512 as well, but I don't know how many pixels are here. So to count them, just resize it to 32 cross 32 because I want to count them. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. 7 pixels height. Go here and uncheck all these. Type 7 height and let's see if it works. Resize. Oh, it got cut. Undo. So that means that our sprite is a little bit above than it should be. So click on our selection Select it, press shift and drag it 1 pixel down and press enter to register your change. And now do it again. 7. Resize. Now it's good. Right? So now we have removed the extra region. But we need a 512 length at least. I mean the width should be 512 and I don't know what the height should be. So to do that, just go to resize and type here and click on check all these again and just type here 512. It will automatically tell you the height and then resize. That's it. That's it. It's done. So we will remember the height, which is 7. Save it. And this one also. Now you can see that we don't have the extra area. It's only this much as it should be. So let's do the same for this button. Stage 2 button. So yeah, we have done it for both the buttons. And you can see that the clickable area, the extra area has been deleted, and the clickable area is only this rectangle with the way it should be. That's good. And yeah, okay. Now let's go to the pause menu and see what's going on in the pause screen. Continue and go to main menu. That's how the pause screen is functioning. I think it is good. It is like all right. Continue. We'll go back to the game, and if I go to main menu, we'll go to main menu. In the pause screen events, uh, what I am doing is that I am adding, yeah, if I go back to previous scene, my temp points will set to 0, will be set to 0. And there was a little bug here, that's what I am seeing. This is okay, I think. This is good enough, but we will have to do this here also. Copy these, paste them here after these two actions. Okay, close the pause scene. I think there was some problem in uh, stage unlock message. If I play next stage, it will just take me to the next stage. That should not happen. I it should update my score also. And if I keep playing, it will let me keep playing. That is also wrong. We will fix that now, just to make sure it doesn't create a problem later. Open stage 1. So look at the event. What we are doing when we are pausing is okay, but when we are unlocking the stage, then okay, we are storing our scene points and scene coins to temp points and temp coins. Therefore, when we go to this unlock and we want to keep playing, we should flush them. We should flush the temp coins and temp coins. And by flushing, I means just set them to 0. So just go here and keep playing the keep playing section. Set these to 0. And I have already copied some actions and I will just paste them. That's what we should do here. Set these temp coins and temp points to 0 so that they don't interfere with future processing. And here also we have to do the same thing, but before doing that we have to update our global variable coins and points, right? Yeah, that's what should happen. So yeah, yeah. Okay, let's do this. uh, Variables, global variables, value of a global variable, points plus temp coins and temp points, and this one more variables, coins plus variables, value of global variable, temp points, apply. Okay, and just shift select both and drag them above so that the coins and points are updated before we set the temporary ones to 0. That's what should happen. That was one bug which was there and I remembered it today, so I fixed it today only. So let's close these and just test out our game. At this point the game is pretty much good enough to be played, uh, right? We don't, right, all the basic mechanics work. We still have to implement a save system, a networking system. That's a lot of work, but still basically we have done a lot of progress in the game. We also need to organize our code, but before that let's test. So I have 1000 coins, right? In the scene there will be 0 coins, but when I go to upgrade there will be 1000 coins. So let's start. I can select the area logged, right? So my scene points and scene coins are not being updated in area 2, stage 2. So that's a bug we have to fix. My text is bound to scene points and scene coins. So am I I'm not updating them, I guess. Point particle is in collision with coins, then I am updating the scene variable coins. There is no scene variable called coins. There is scene coins and scene points. Scene coins. I think I typed wrong. That's why it's not scene points. Yeah. That was the problem here. That's why my points and coins were not being updated. Let me test it again. So yeah, now it's updating properly, and we set our health to 200. I guess max HP, max health to 200. Let me change it back to 100, and let me change the coins back to 0. Live. Okay. So our game is working well, and we have tried to minimize the number of bugs which we have. So far we had many bugs, but we have fixed them all. We have been able to do that. So, and we have start from there, we go to the area selector, and from there to the game. Then from the game we can go to the pause menu. From the pause menu we can go back to the game or go to the main menu again, and from the main menu we can again go to the upgrade screen, upgrade or not, and come back to the main menu. That's our control flow. I mean, where our control is going, where to which scene it is going. So that's something, it's working. I mean, it's a cohesive system. Like, there is no scene where if you go there you cannot return back to your starting point. I mean, from every scene you can return back to the main menu, right? So that's something important which we should take care of. We can do that in our game, so that's good. Next thing which we have to do is, maybe I will do it tomorrow, most probably, most likely, we have to implement a save and load system. So whenever we will open the game, we should load our saved data, and whenever we uh, unlock a new stage, or quit playing the game, or the player character dies, in these three events we should save the data. That's what we will do tomorrow, and we will implement the save and load. Most likely I will do it with external events, because the save and load script will be super big, and writing it again at every place it will be really difficult thing. We will use external events for that, right? So yeah, today we completely programmed the upgrade screen, and fixed some bugs, and tested our game to confirm whether our control flow is working properly or not. So that's what we did today, and if you are enjoying this the game development stream, consider joining me next time as well. Thank you for watching.